Welcome to Tavern Talk, episode 2. These are your hosts, Chris
and Jonathan, a.k.a. the Time Traveler's Wife.
And Dan. I don't have an a.k.a.
Oh,
Big Sway.
Big Sway. Well, man.
I've been thinking about it for the past 10 minutes. So.
Got it.
Plus, I've been drinking a little bit.
Oh, it worked.
Yeah, Fire Pit
Wouldn't be a
2016.
Wouldn't be a tavern without drinking.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, today on this episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the big changes coming in Orn 3.0.
Yeah.
Again, this is nothing official. This is just us talking, giving our input on it and just kind of, having a nice discussion about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is not officially sanctioned by, was it Living Action
Right.
Incorporated or anything like that. Thad didn't seem particularly against it. He went and made his own podcast, which is by far more reliable in far as of what will most likely happen. But again, we like to talk, and, our voices are cool. We got this cool microphone set up, everything. Thank you, Chris.
Not a problem.
And we're working on a sponsorship from the movie Bedazzled.
Yeah, Bedazzled. Oh, and from John Deere right here,
Yeah,
John Deere, right here.
right here.
Oh, and we still haven't caught the shitter on the shitter.
Yeah, we're still on the lookout for he who shits on shits.
10 gold bounty.
10 gold bounty.
From Malconia Stone Shield, you find out you have evidence, and that is a 10 gold bounty.
What kind of evidence will they bring to you, Chris?
A bag.
You know what?
A bag
of shit.
Tested.
Remember what we said
DNA.
before? What do you have to do with your stools? Save your stools.
Save your stools.
That's right.
Keep yourself in health.
Oh my god.
Take it to your local doctor, make sure you're okay.
Great start, episode 2, guys.
All right. So, quick one to touch on real quick. I know in episode 1 we talked about flooding,
Yep.
and we had mentioned that we weren't 100% because we weren't looking at it. Well, now we are looking at it.
Yeah.
And the rule, as it said, red is written right now, is you take the last one.
Yep.
So the last hit that comes into you, like if you're getting hit by a bunch of attacks, when you say hit, you only take the last thing that affected you.
Yep.
Whether it's damage or an effect.
And that really should help with, again, that'll totally kill machine gunning and man dancing.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
will.
Like, hardcore.
Because you don't want to waste your actions by
Yeah.
just blowing him and then having him not get taken.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's move on.
Yep. Okay. We're going to go ahead and go into death and then competitive death, or what we're calling it, fate now. So there's going to be 2 levels. There's going another, instead of it being the weird term, oh, you take a knee, there's a nice thing called subdued now.
It makes more sense.
Yeah.
It really does.
So now, when you hit 0 hit points, you will take a knee, and you are considered subdued. Same rules as the knee thing. Same, you get picked up by heal, revive, and share.
Fire Pit 2016.
Good times.
Okay, and then...
Wish you were here.
And now instead of there being, oh, well, you're dead, and you go to death, now you are subdued and then slain. Which is another good clarifier. At this point, again, you can only be affected by revive.
This is all the exact same.
It's pretty much the same, it's just got new names.
Fancy
Names.
names. What else got a new name? It was Boone, right?
Boone, I think it's going to come with Karma now, I think.
Karma, I
Karma's
believe.
what it is, yeah. Okay, and it's a little different for the competitive scene. So if you're PvP flagged,
Yeah.
if you are slain, you remain in character. Hang on. As it reads, competitive fate follows the same rules as ordinary fate. However, if you remain with a character you've slain until they report to the Dragon's Den, so if you sit there with them for the 5 minutes, or you dissipate them,
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's included in there, you can go with them to the den and specify what they draw.
And this is fucking awesome. I love this change because it promotes a lot of roleplay, and it negates some of that RNG.
Yeah.
Like if you want someone dead,
Yeah.
like dead,
Yep.
you don't have to keep killing them over and
Yeah,
over
which
until they
that
draw
just
death.
bleeds bad blood. That just
Yeah,
feels
it does.
shitty.
It really is what created a lot of the conflict that happened for
Yep.
many seasons
Yep.
just because it wasn't going the way it was intended.
So along with that, there's going to be the thievery and robbery rules, and these are new.
These are also really good changes.
Yeah, and it basically means that you can instead of sending them to the deck, you can ask the character to voluntarily relinquish some of their treasure. And I believe, yes, you can search them to see what they have, so you may pick what they want. And searching them to pull off a restorative, this is actually in here, I thought it was worth mentioning, is not considered thievery.
Right, so if your friend's down,
Yeah.
even if they're not flagged, you can search them for a restorative to try to heal them.
Yep.
No problem.
I'd assume you have to ask permission.
You do.
Yeah.
You'll say,
You
I'm
do.
looking for a restorative. Do you have any? And they
Yeah,
say yes.
just
Then you can...
quick out of play, just like, hey,
So,
I'm going to save you.
This means if you've got some punk-ass motherfucker who's just skirted around flagging, if you catch him dead on a mod from a monster, you can still do it. It says here, whether or not both players are competitive, thievery is still prohibited. Which, we're going to see if that sticks. But that's as it is written currently. That is word for word. So, that's curious.
Wait a minute.
You know what prohibited means, right?
Yeah.
What does it mean, Danny?
Did you say prohibited or permitted?
It said
Oh,
prohibited.
shit. Never mind.
You cannot
God, I can't
steal
read.
from people.
Yeah, I'll steal from people. It'll be fine.
Jesus,
Don't
Danny.
do it.
Shit, we might have to cut that out.
No, let the world see how fucking dumb you are.
I misread that. I apologize.
It is prohibited.
Just like the directions
Okay,
to get the fire
so the
pit.
way this works is the
Yeah.
only way to steal items from another character is if they give you permission.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's reading kind of weird, though, in my own defense.
Jesus, Danny.
Hold on. Not that sentence. It goes on to say, it requires you to coerce the other character. But I guess without fight, you still can't search them.
Right.
Okay, yeah, alright.
Only for restoratives.
Only for restoratives, which is still cool.
It's pretty common sense, Danny.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold up. Alright, we're moving on. We're not gonna talk about this anymore. Opting out. Yeah, dueling rules are much the same. There's some pro tips in here.
okay, look, just to be clear.
Yeah, just to
Okay.
be clear, let them clarify.
So, stealing an item from a player, you can drop them, and you can say either, quote, your money or your life.
Yeah.
And basically, you can choose what card they draw, or else they give you their whatever they want to give you.
Yeah.
At that point, you can either leave them alone or you could revive them if you're cool, being nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at that point, and it's kind of by the rules, you have to do what you say at that point. So like, if they give you the item, you can't just be like, all right, well, we're gonna do this anyway.
I wonder how this is gonna play in with Felsworn.
It's probably not gonna really exist.
Yeah, I guess Felsworn's going
Yes,
away.
I think Felsworn may be
Felsworn's-
going away.
yeah.
I don't want to say for certain.
For certain, yeah, because I don't really see a purpose anymore. Because if I pick, I want the Felsworn thing.
I mean, it's either going away or turning into something.
Something
new.
else,
Right.
something new.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on the topic of items.
So many changes.
So many changes.
Yeah.
There's now a 4-slot system, not including a supply bag. So it's kind of 5,
Yeah, it's 5 slots.
It's 5
technically.
slots.
But one of them has to be your supplies.
Right. So the way it works right now, with the upcoming changes, is that you're gonna have your costuming, so your armor or your clothing, and that's all one slot.
It's all one slot.
All one slot. So
Okay.
like your entire outfit is like a slot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another slot is a held item,
Yep.
whether it be a weapon, a shield, anything else.
Your
It's a
swinging
held
cod.
item, right? And then you have a jewelry item or an accessory item, a trinket,
That could be your glasses, your
Yeah.
your necklace,
glasses, necklace,
rings.
crown, mask.
What if I have a Prince Albert and that's my trinket?
The
What if it's
fuck?
held though? Is that like is that my floating fourth then?
We're gonna say no because you can't see the fizz rep.
We can see the fizz rep.
No, we can't because you cannot be nude.
Damn. What
All
if
right.
it's just like a little bit?
No nudity. So dress appropriately, please.
And after dark though.
Yeah, it's it's only 7:18.
All right. So it's dark
It's
outside
dark
now,
outside.
but usually we save it to like 10 o'clock at least. But
No, whatever. I think
But-
it costs like 8.
anyway, so you have those 3 item slots, right? And then you have your fourth, which is actually this is the one that everyone's excited about, the floating fourth.
Yes, the floating fourth.
And the way it works is it can be literally anything else.
Except
you can-
supplies.
except supplies. So it could be another held item. It could be
Yep.
another piece of jewelry or trinket.
Yep.
And it could be another like outfit piece.
Yep. So you can wear robes and armor.
Right. Because they can have different effects on them, things like that, and it
Yeah.
lets you really like if you wanted to have that look, it lets
Yeah.
you put value to it.
Yep.
So hang on a second. How is this working with tags? So say like is like separate armor pieces going away, like shoulder slots
I think it's-
and chest slots.
I think it's gonna work out. So now that's another thing. Your material now takes up one of your quality slots, or is currently. Well, no, that might change again. So let's say your outfit is an adamant plate set, but you don't have all of your slots filled. It only applies to the places you fizz rep.
Okay.
So if I think it's 0.1, 0.2, and 0.3 multiplied by 3 on your chest.
Something like that. Something complicated.
So it's not that complicated.
I can't do the math in my head right now
You only
in
have
my
to do it
drunken
once.
state,
Oh,
so it is
wow,
complicated
okay.
to
All right.
me.
So and then all the materials I give an additional 0.2 per slot. Multiplied by 3 on your chest. So if I'm gonna roll around in breastplate, pauldrons, and greaves, so that's so let's say it's a plate, so it's 9, and then So it's only worth like 1 hit, which kind of sucks actually. But if it's plate or if it's adamant, then it'll count for like 2.2, I think. Overall, so then you get 2 hits. If those slots, if your tag for your outfit is adamant, then you will get the extra hit, the extra half a hit to change.
But see, that's enough because max is 10.
Yeah.
So you're not trying to stack up on armor.
Exactly.
Over armor
Which actually,
armor.
it's actually let people like if you get super hot in your shoulders when you're running around,
It doesn't affect you nearly as bad.
much. Yeah. So you don't because it's not worth it for you to have like the full set.
Yeah,
really.
like those of you who play here at Orn know that I play Malconius. I'm a tank, and if I take my gear off, I'm not my character anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yep.
So now with this, I might lose some abilities that might have been enchanted or something, but I'm still almost nearly as functional as I was before.
Like you could throw on some Iron Weave robes and get some of your armor points back.
Exactly.
Yeah, Iron Weave is the shit.
Good stuff.
So good next season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the floating fourth, any other piece of equipment of those slots, nice stuff. Then you have your supplies.
Yep.
Your kit, so to say.
Yep. This is okay.
So it's your bag. It's your pouch. The way it's going to work is you can have different kind of items in them based on how many you hold is based on like the quality and everything.
And these are
uses.
Uses, yeah.
Consumables, correct?
Basically,
these are going to replace consumables in a way. So instead of actually consuming them and them going away, you have up to a certain amount of uses based on what quality your supply kit is.
Same as armor, right?
In a way, yeah.
In a way, yeah.
So, and what's going to happen here is because all the other items now, and for those of you that play Orn now will know this is awesome, they now recharge when you refresh, all of them, all at once.
Yep.
So when you get your actions back, you get all of your enchants back, instead of having to do items one at a time. The pouch, however, the kit, doesn't come back until the next shift.
And it does say here, actually, it's the bag's quality plus 2. So a high quality bag will have 3 uses.
Yeah.
And then it'll be 4 and 5. So that'll be cool.
Right.
And we were talking about, in the treasure committee, we were talking about different kinds of stuff we could put in that bag. It could be more story actions, like you'd have a thieves kit for a rogue.
Sabotage,
Sabotage,
like
yeah. And you could get like a
healer's kit.
Healer's kit.
It's got like things that give you like a heal 1 or maybe like a revive if it's really good.
Yeah, or like if you're a mage, you could possibly get something that let you have some basically hastes, lets you burn off some burbles. So it's kind of neat. I was inspired by those of you who played the Witcher series. In that game, instead of building potions individually, basically what you do is you make a tea bag that you soak in alcohol.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where that came from. So if you've played The Witcher, that probably make a little bit more sense.
Also, kind of works like D&D kits, like alchemy kits, stuff like that.
Oh, word.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of where the naming came from.
I like this a lot better because as someone who uses
Burns
a
a
lot
lot.
of fucking consumables, I mean, it sucks going through and like remembering. Okay, so I burned 3 Equimia dust. I burned 2
you don't pull
Still
that shit on the
Graves.
fly.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible
you
to
can't.
pull it out. There's little tags. So
Yeah.
It
this
also
is
makes
much
it
better.
it makes it also much easier to tell if someone's maybe not playing by the rules because you know they can't sit there and pop however many.
Yeah.
Maximum 5 uses. It also makes it so you don't have to think as much. Like you don't have to sit there like Jonathan was saying. You don't have to really keep track of quite so many, especially if you're a heavy user, and it makes the items more impactful.
Yes.
When someone's burning something from their kit, it's probably like it needs to be done. It's something more serious. Unless it's a story effect.
Yeah, even if it's something like you don't think you'll even apply to your character build, you can still put a utility thing in that spot. So like if you don't know what to put in there, go get a bag of heal 1.
And aren't the story effects called narrative actions now?
Yes, they're called narrative actions, which we'll get to later in the podcast. I guess while we're on that, we should talk about the updated weapon sizes.
I'm on the fence.
On the fence, yeah.
Yeah, because it makes sense, definitely.
Yeah.
However, I think that the change is minute.
Yeah,
like
it definitely is. It's very small.
Because I mean, I think I gained like an inch.
Yeah.
So it's.
That's never heard of that thing.
Actually, I just thought about something with before we move on with the equipment.
Okay.
Held item. What about monks? Do their obies count? Is that?
That's a good question.
I don't think that ever came up.
No, well, let's be honest. We're not going to see many unarmed people anymore.
I mean, wouldn't the OB be part of your outfit?
Well, but they need to have something as a held. That counts as held for monks.
It's gonna affect
Otherwise,
druids, too.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Wild form druids, yeah.
I'm gonna guess that's probably what's gonna fly.
Or can you switch where they have like brass knuckles?
Maybe so. Yeah.
Or
maybe
hand
so.
wraps.
Hand wraps.
Or stuff like that.
Anyway.
I don't know what to do for
Or
druids.
claws.
Or claws,
You just say it's for claws.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I'm sure there's sure something will come up
it'll definitely be taken
in the coming
into account.
weeks. Yeah. So the new stuff as far as your weapon lengths is going to be based off of your body dimensions. Unarms are going to be from your elbow joint to your outstretched fingertip. Light weapons are going to be from your shoulder joint. I'm saying this specifically because people are like, oh, it's my shoulder, it's by my neck, right?
No.
To the end of your fingertip. Medium weapons from the opposite shoulder joint to the opposite fingertip. So, like, from your left shoulder joint to your right fingertip. And heavy weapons from fingertip to fingertip.
Mm-hmm. So, this is, I know, kind of controversial for some people because, well, if you're shorter, it's shorter. If you're taller, you actually can get some benefit.
Yeah.
But if you do a little bit of working around with math, unless you're, like, an extreme case of being really short or really tall,
Yeah.
you're really not changing a lot.
Not really.
So unless you had a weapon that was an absolute, like, minimum or maximum length for a weapon,
Yeah.
that's the only time you might have to be concerned about this, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, someone that's above 6'1" or 6'2" is probably going to get a little bit extra.
Like, I'm
on a medium
6'3",
weapon.
I can get...
Yeah.
like,
A
my
couple more
mediums are
inches.
48 inches long.
Right, instead of 43 or
Which-
42, so it's...
In the real world, when I was doing I had interest in fencing, my rapiers were super long because I'm super tall.
Right.
I had a 49-inch rapier. But, like, somebody, say, Liz's size, have, like, a 32-inch one.
Yeah.
And I will say, it's a good relevant thing to compare and contrast with LARP in that it doesn't actually matter all that much because you are able to control your weapon better.
Right.
I don't know, you get the wider range of weights with our weapons, too. You get from, like, the ultralights that some couple folks build to, like, the boffers that people roll up with because they're easy to build, but I feel like it'll actually lend to the combat feeling more fun because it's like like, you know, my happy ass might be good to have, you know, a big greatsword, but it's big and it's kind of slow no matter how light I build it. I build super light greatswords. Like, Glyph was one-handable.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, yeah, if you just... It's hard to control because of how long it is, like, if you're not as tall, but you can totally do it as far as weight and everything. It's not like it's hard to do. It doesn't wear you out, no fatigue.
Yeah. Well,
I'll tell you what it does, though, is that hammer.
Yeah, fucking hammer.
You got a
man.
hammer that's really a medium, shorter than a max length medium weapon, and that thing is hard to control.
It's real heavy.
So,
Also, kind of, it's like every great story is based off and around struggle.
yeah.
So if you have a little personal struggle with how long your weapons are, it'll suck you at first, but it will enhance your play.
True.
In a way. Okay. Shields, I believe, are saving the same.
There is some discussion about maybe changing them a bit,
Okay.
but it's still really undecided, so I don't think it's appropriate to talk about.
Okay, that's fair.
Same goes for blocking rules.
Yeah, those are still up in the air.
But
Brand new.
do realize there are going to be some changes to the blocking rules, most likely. Just be on the lookout.
Treasures all the same. The quality attributes have changed. Quality for items. Going back to that again. I got a stack of papers here that we're looking through. So instead of it being 1, 3, 5, it's now 1, 2, 3. Not that big of a. It feels like a huge change.
So wait, master quality is only 3?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's have to keep track of. Which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And it does it's kind of like a double whammy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little grumpy.
And let's be a little bit honest too. How many people filled out all their Master
This
Wars
is true.
items?
Yeah,
This is very true.
almost impossible.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Your character will likely retire if you don't do things to enhance your speed at what you're crafting or getting
Yeah.
things, or you don't get lucky equipment pools
Yeah.
that are what you need.
No, which never fucking
You-
happens.
it's rare. It does happen occasionally.
No.
Got that Living Jade right after I made Living Jade. But, you know.
I can add
story.
embracers.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, more than likely you would either want to retire your character or
Yeah.
you'd hit max level and be retired before you're able to fill out all these anyway.
Like, I think not even, like, the wards had more than 2 filled out masters.
No, not really. Again, unless you did things to enhance your downtime, you really weren't
Yeah.
going to get there.
But, yeah, and I want to double check, see if it's actually not on this paragraph. But I have heard that this is an unconfirmed thing, that your mats will take up one of your slots. As far as your quality, that could change.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard that. So
No,
It was something that was floating around.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because we want to reduce the amount. Yeah, we want to reduce the amount of actions that people have.
Yeah.
And we want to actually make the material feel more special.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh yeah, I'm always going to have a material because otherwise the weapon's useless.
Yeah.
No, this makes it so the weapon is not useless if it's not made out of material.
Yeah.
You can actually put more on it. So like you really have to weigh.
That's kind of my problem with it. Is like, I mean, say Rainbow Motley,
Yeah.
for example. Like, why would you put Rainbow Motley if it's taking up one of your 3 precious slots on your item?
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But for some builds it can be really useful.
Also, it doesn't. that Rainbow Motley was what's a struck when stealth. You get a pop of days.
It's a complicated one.
Yeah, Circle Stealth, whatever it does. But like instead of it being a thing where it burns one of the uses off of it, it's about two.
It's passive.
It's passive. Yeah, it doesn't burn the energy of the
yeah,
weapon, which is still cool. Which is
sense.
it's a trade off.
So it uses the slot, but it's
Wait,
not.
was it
going
not
away.
already?
Oh yeah, in the OG it was, but now it's something I totally skipped over. Your quality now determines how many times you can use the things on the item. So let's say I have a sword with crit. Pierce is kind of a crit, maim, and ruin.
Yeah.
All right, I can use any one of those up to 3 times if it's master quality.
Right, so it's no more having to stack enchant. So I don't
Yeah.
have to put 3 crits, 3 maims, 3 ruins.
Yeah.
I've got 3 uses of anything that's on there.
Yeah.
And however, if one of your, so let's say you had instead maim, ruin, and adamant.
Yeah.
Now you are immune to ruin
Yep.
forever, and it never goes away. But you have 3 uses of the other 2.
Yeah, which is pretty sweet. So it's okay, and to be clear, like it means so like I can throw 3 maims or 3 ruins or 2 ruins and 1 maim,
Or vice versa.
or vice versa. In that kind of combination, I can use 3 of each.
Yeah, I dig it.
Let's see. The other thing with the changes along with the health is instead of being a situation where you have to you prepare up to 3 of an action.
Oh, this is my favorite change.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my
Now
favorite.
we're pulling from a pool called Spirit.
And I think a lot of LARPers from other games, if you're listening, are going to be more used to this kind of
Yes.
thing. It exists in a lot of other LARPs.
Yeah, so instead of it being a situation where you can build up to 3 stack into one of your actions, you have a spirit pool that you can use any of your actions up to that amount. So if you want to dump 7 maims into a motherfucker, you totally can.
And
but
this
you can't
also,
use anything else.
this makes countering these things harder.
Yes.
Because it's one of those things now where you can say, okay, no one's ever going to take more than like 5 maims.
Yeah.
Because that's just getting crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna burn the rest of you're gonna burn all your energy out.
You know you can what to counter with. But now it's like you don't know. They might really just want your arm off.
Yeah.
And they might have however many uses, just maim, and just go at it.
Yeah. I had a thought and it's gone. I'll come back to me, I'm sure. Yeah, the spirit pool is actually pretty.
And it lets
sweet.
you counter things better too, honestly.
Yeah. But you instead of having a situation where it's like, oh, no, I don't want to take maims this time, or am I gonna get hit with that? It's like I have always access to that.
Right. It's not like I don't know if I should use this many of that one or that one. It's like no, I know I got.
It kind of actually I would argue that actually makes materials way more valuable.
It does.
Because that means you don't have to prepare. If you're a healer, you'll probably still have to prepare, but like you don't have to prepare ruins unless you really want to throw them, like at all. And yeah, I think it helps with that a lot. And also, there like the high end players when they did their weapon and armor enchants originally, we tried to make ourselves have answers for everything. So like,
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Especially
Like,
PvP.
yeah, especially in PvP. So it makes it so we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, the current
that's right.
system really lent to that.
Yeah.
But the updates are going to makes things simpler, but at the same time, they're getting more robust.
Yes, robust. It's a
Yeah, you're not losing out
Robust.
here.
Yeah.
Robusto.
Instead of having like a high processed, high fructose corn syrup game, we're getting a nice hearty, wholesome game with mild flavors.
Hardee's?
Yeah, hearty.
Oh, Hardee's.
You want some
Hardy.
Not Hardee's.
You try to go get some Fresco burgers.
Is that another sponsorship we're trying to get now?
we are
Hardee's?
Yo, can we get a Hardy sponsorship?
Oh my god.
Loving this Fresco burger.
Those fries, man.
Oh, yeah. Num. But it kind of seems like I got the table in front of me of how the body. You start off with 3 hits. That's gonna be.
So yeah, body is now
rough.
your health.
Yeah, body is now your health, and qualifies for your hits. And it seems like your spirit and body stay pretty similar because you have 3 up until 6, and at level 6 you have 3 body and 5 spirit. And then I think you get a spirit every 3 levels.
3 levels?
You get a spirit every 3 levels and a body every 6 levels.
Now, I know the idea was thrown around about using your experience to buy body or spirit.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean,
I think
if
it could
you
get
really
ridiculous.
don't want to wear armor.
Yeah.
Well, there is abilities that you can buy.
Yeah,
that's
on armor.
That's actually
yeah.
a slight gripe I have, because I understand that is trying to make it so that it doesn't sound like for a situation where it's health, then guard, then withstands, and all that jazz.
Brian.
Fire Pit 2016. Sorry if you hear that background noise. It's good times.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it's good times.
People are wilding out in the
People
other
are
room.
having
Wilding out.
some
This
jolly
one might run a
times.
little long. Well, we're getting pretty close. Yeah, so like I like when I try to get golems so they have natural armor because we're made out of fucking rocks.
That makes sense.
But it makes a situation where like you might be able to go into the monk class and get armor. That's the gripe that I had though, is that armor that you wear and armor that applies to your hit point pool without wearing armor is the same term.
Yeah.
And I feel like I would love to see that get changed, but I kind of see where he's coming from with it, because he doesn't want to sound like it might stack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, you'd be the first one to do it.
I mean, yeah, that's what I did in the last system.
I know,
yeah.
fucking broken ass.
I was a mage with 40 hit points, whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty high. I was a warrior with slightly more than you. I mean,
and I wore way less armor. All right. Okay. Abilities. So we're going over the 3 ability categories. Or there's 4, but there's 3 that are charactered, and the last one's downtime.
Yeah.
There are passive abilities. So that's going to be stuff like your item proficiencies, immunities, to harmful game effects, and other special rules that apply constantly require no special method of activation. So that's going to be your immunity to fire, ice, whatever, your immunity to compulsions, confinements.
You only have one at a time, right? Is that
I
still
don't
a
know.
thing?
Okay. So yeah, as of Orn 2.0, you could have one immunity active at a time. However,
But
you
you
can
can-
switch between them pretty easily.
Well, let's think. You can only have one damage immunity active at a time, but you could have a
Right.
damage immunity and a confinement, compulsion,
Right.
or you could have those run at the same time.
You could have an effect, immunity, and
at the same
damage.
time.
It might stay the same. I don't know where the discussion on that has landed.
Yeah.
Or if there has been much of one. So
Be
again, one of
character
those things that
development
if you're the kind of person that builds these things, you might want to be on the lookout for when that change gets
Yeah,
thrown
that changes
off.
the good throw up there. Then your combat actions, which are the activated abilities, so that's to be stealth, healing, damage, maim, stop, all that jazz. And you get, I think 6 of those. You get 6, 6, and 6. Is that what
I
it
believe
is?
so.
Oh, yeah, it's 6, 6, and 6. Doesn't actually say on here. Oh, mine's on this page. But I believe last I heard it was 6, 6, and 6. So you have 6 passive, 6 combats, and 6 narrative abilities. And that's going to be your flight, picking locks, breaking stuff.
Talking to stones.
Talking to stones, talking to rocks. Freaking dwarves talking to rocks.
Whoa. And now let's be real here. That is a mod breaker.
It really fucking
People
is.
always forget.
Which way did they go, Rocky? Pat, pat, pat. That way? Let's roll.
People often forget that it also applies to metals.
Yeah.
So, like, there was one mod in particular that I was so happy with this. We were in a laboratory, and he was talking about everything around it. And the way he made it sound was that the entire place was made of metal. So I said,
Did you
hey...
commune with a fucking scalpel or some
No,
shit?
no. This is better than that.
microscope.
Better than
I seen
that.
shit.
I said, is this made of metal? He's like, yeah. I'm like, so the entire factory and everything in it. He's like, yeah, it's all metal. And we had to solve puzzles in there.
Yeah.
So I was like,
the
commune
answers.
Earth. He's like, what do you want to ask? And I was like, he's like, there's no Earth here. I'm like, you just said everything's metal. And this was the narrator's, their test for narration.
Oh,
so they had
gotcha.
another narrator with them. They're like, can he do that? And they're like, absolutely. You said it's metal. And
Let him
I
fuck
said, yeah. How do we solve this? And he was like, very hard. Said the number. He's like, okay. And
Well, fuck.
There you go. Solve the
A
problem.
good nader will go, well,
Now,
fuck, and think on their feet.
Now, we did have a rogue with us that had already sabotaged everything, so Truff and I had to go back and fix everything, as
Yeah.
everyone was standing in the room getting killed by a savage who kept mashing a button that was hurting everybody.
Sounds
So,
about
what,
right.
what was the phrase? Turn every lever, or pull every lever, turn every knob?
Yeah.
That's the Gory way of thinking.
Pull the levers.
Good times. Good times.
And data activities, they're so up in the air. I've heard that some professions might maybe getting combined. I've heard some that might get new ones.
And which abilities were these?
These were the downtown abilities.
Downtown.
Downtown abilities?
Yes.
Yeah,
Downtown.
you know, hail a cab, spot a hooker, there's a drug deal.
See, it's a downtown ability. All right, downtime abilities. So
Yeah.
professions, crafting, all that good juicy stuff.
Yeah, we haven't heard a lot about that. That falls under treasure community, right?
Yeah.
And we haven't heard anything about it since the beginning. We did get to hear something about recipes might become a thing.
Right.
yeah,
so
yeah.
that's one thing that might be happening is we actually have phys reps like tagged recipes
Yeah.
for things. So instead of just hitting a level, you might find a recipe that says you must have level 20 smithing,
Yeah.
and it is to make like high quality bracer, like
Yeah.
high quality something.
The slot armor.
Right. Like armor. So we might start seeing that kind of thing, which could be really interesting
Really
for some of the
interesting.
role play.
Some
Yeah,
of the role
for sure.
play, and I don't know if they're going to be consumed every time you use them, or if it's something you have and you can do it as long as you have it.
It might even be both, depending on what it
This
is.
is true. And also in a situation, there might be they might introducing game factions, NPC factions that they might only have certain recipes.
Right. So yeah, there's gonna be factions.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
get
this is fucking
you can get
awesome.
renowned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like this is new to me.
Yeah.
My word.
Yeah, I
Right.
didn't
So
know
there's
anything about
factions.
this.
You can get supposedly.
Supposedly, yeah.
You can get renown or hatred with them based
Yep.
on things that you do, And some like really high level crafting things might only be like there might be
reflect.
a faction of mages,
Yeah.
and the only way to get that really nice enchantment you've been looking at, like maybe an enchant, I don't know, enchant phase.
Yeah.
It might only be from that faction.
Yeah.
That is the only way to get it.
That recipe.
And you know, it might
maybe
be
we're in treasure
expensive.
draw, but
Maybe. But, you know, it could be really expensive. Sorry, I'm getting excited there. It could be really expensive. Or maybe just even cheap, but require lots of renown with them.
And in a situation where, like I know one of the guilds in town was talking about, like getting up all the basic ones and then renting them.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah, we're at 30 minutes, folks. I think we're gonna run long. I think that's okay.
But we could continue on the next one. That's cool. We don't want to keep these fine people.
Let's just finish up on the one we're
Okay,
talking about.
finish with the one we're talking about.
Okay,
and
we'll move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the best situation where and they also added the treasure draw too, because if instead of getting like bullshit vendables and no more consumables, you get recipes.
Right.
So I think that's about it as far as if we really wanted to hit. That's
another treasure thing just to keep into account for, there may be mounts.
oh yeah, mounts.
In housing.
Okay, I'm gonna spend at least a 5-minute block.
Yeah,
talking about
that's
mountains.
totally
So
cool.
we're gonna
Yeah.
start the next episode talking about those last bits of treasure, so
Yeah.
mounts and housing, and we'll move on to some more of the mechanics and
Character development.
Character development.
Character development. Oh yeah.
Blue books. And
Blue
shit
books.
Like that.
Blue books. Increased income. There'll be increased income. You'll be able to buy
Right.
property, which will
Yeah,
give you
fuck
income.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to generate low level content. Anyways, we'll go with that next podcast.
So yeah, thank you very much
Thanks very much for listening.
tuning in to Tavern Talk. Remember,
We did it.
Yeah.
We did it, yeah.
Episode 2.
Remember, all great adventures begin in the tavern.
All right.
Have a great time.
Don't shit on the shit.
Don't shit on the shit.